Okay, so in this video we're looking at the Khan Academy module, Interpreting Linear Relationships. And here what we're doing in each of these cases is looking at the relationship between the two variables in a linear relationship. So in this first graph right here, our two variables, we have x on the x-axis, as it should be of course, and y here on the y-axis. This blue line they give you is the function we're looking at, or the relationship between x and y. And they ask you, how does y change as x increases? That just means you have to imagine you're at a point on the line here, right? And they're asking, in regard to the line, how is it changing? Well, in this case, x is some value, right? We don't know the value of x, but we can pretend, let's say it's maybe 1, right? Well, if that's the case, y would also have a value on the line, right? This is a point. Every point has an x and a y value. So if that's true, if this is 1, maybe the y value for that point is 10. So then as we increase x, which way do we go? Well, we go to the right, right? The way the axis is set up is that as you go to the right, x is increasing. So perhaps here we go from 1, right, to 5. Okay, so we went from 1 to 5 on the x-axis. Where would that lead us on the line? Well, if x is 5 here, the point for the y value would be here. Maybe that's at 8, right? We're just estimating here. And this point, right, is now 5, 8, right? That's the x and y value here. And what we did is we increased the x value by 4, and we decreased the y value by 2, from 10 to 8, right? This original point, the x, y, that point was 1, 10. So in this case, as x increases, y decreases. That's a negative slope. And you could probably predict if they give you the reverse, right? If we have a positive slope, like something like this, as x increases, y would increase with it. And then they give you other problems that are scenarios. Instead of x and y, we have prices or relationships between two variables. So here we have the number of eggplants now on the x-axis and the price of those eggplants on the y-axis. And this is actually the same thing, right? As the number of eggplants increase, the price of the eggplants decrease, right? You can see that negative slope here in the line. And we can go through the same process, but the idea is essentially the same. The other types of questions they ask you are a little bit more specific. They'll say something like, what is the value of y when x is negative 4? That means on the line, when x is negative 4, that's right here, right? Where would you be on the y value on the line? Well, that's this point right here. At this point, x is negative 4, and y is up 1, so it's the point 4, 1. That means on this line, when x is negative 4, y is 1. And then here they say, what is x when y is 7? Well, on the line, when you have a height of 7, where are you? Well, here's the y-axis, 2, 4, 6, and here's 7, right? What point is this? Well, here the point, the y value is 7. What's the x value? Well, here on the y-axis, the x value is 0. So the answer is when y is 7, when the height on the line is at 7, the x value is 0. And notice the height, nowhere else is the height of the line at 7. It's only at this point, right? If I go here, at this point I'm about at 8, and then at 9 and so forth, right? You can see that the height of the line is always changing, but here the height's at 7. Y is at 7, and x is at 0. Thanks.